So, hello everyone. We have Dr. Aniket Bose, A.I.R. All India rank 266 in the recent INICET November 24. Congratulations, Dr. Aniket.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm grateful, pretty relieved. Yeah.
Wow, that's an amazing feeling. Everybody at your home must be exhilarated, full of joy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like after NEET exam, the result was good. So everybody was pretty happy with it. But I was not pretty happy with it. I just wanted to give a best try. And yeah, just got
So what was your rank in the NEET PG?
480.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that also. So, how did you
Yeah.
push yourself to study after that rank? You must be knowing somewhere that you will get a good seat on that rank. So, how did you push yourself to study further?
Yeah, ma'am. Like I used to get a top 20 rank in all the GTs. So I was pretty
Okay.
confident. Like there was a bit mishap between this two-phase exam in NEET. So I thought
Okay.
ki maybe on a disadvantageous side I was. So I can give a better try at it and I can improve on it. I was a bit nervous in NEET PG, but I thought like that was not my best. So I just wanted to give my best. That what matters. Yeah, I like whatever be the rank. Like I was getting a top seat in surgery, but I felt like let's give a try. I have some time,
That's
so why not?
that's amazing. That's amazing. So you had more time because of the
Yeah,
delay in the counseling also.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
you would have joined by now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thanks
So
for
this
that.
was your first attempt at NEET PG? This was your first attempt at NEET and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
INI?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I
Tell us
just
more about
yeah,
yourself. Which college are
yeah.
you from? Dr. Aniket seems to be having a signal issue. Aniket, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes. So tell us more about yourself. Which college are you from?
Yeah, I'm a graduate, 2018 graduate from Midnapur Medical College and Hospitals, West Bengal.
Oh,
So I just
and how?
ended my internship in June. Yeah.
Oh, good, good, good. And how has your been journey been? How have you been preparing for these exams?
Like I was a bit confused about going for USMLE or NEET PG. So I did give USMLE in my end of second year. So I got around
Mm-hmm.
a rank of 60, score of 263, and
Oh, that's good.
that was
Yeah.
also yeah. I was getting surgery, but felt like to stay in India. So I started preparing for NEET PG, and like at the end of third year, I got a rank of 263. And
Again, there seems to be a signal issue. Dr. Aniket, your video seems to be stuck. Hello, the technical team, can you look into it? Yes, yes, yes. We have Dr. Aniket back with us. Yes, Aniket, are you back? So the video hung a bit. Tell us about your preparation. So, how did you start the NEET PG preparation?
yeah, ma'am. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All good now. So tell us, how was your preparation? When did you start? How did you go about it?
Yeah, ma'am. Like I started with my USMLE preparation from my second year. So my base of this basic subjects were made in that second year to third year
Very good.
time frame,
Yes.
which does helps a lot in INICET because like around 65% questions were from basic sciences, and those medicine questions also you can easily solve with
Yes.
your pre and paraclinical base
You
easily.
have a basic knowledge of physiology and
Hmm.
pharmacology. With
Then it's
that,
very
it
easy
is
to
very
solve it.
easy
Yeah,
to solve
very
medicine.
easy to
Correct.
solve it.
So
Yeah,
having a good foundation, having your
foundation help.
basics, your fundamentals clear is very important.
Yeah,
Students tend to
because
think
at the
that
end
we
of the
should
day,
be
yeah.
knowing clinicals that will sail our
Hmm.
boat through. But as you can hear from Dr. Aniket, having your pre and paraclinical subjects sound and clear helps you in your understanding of the clinicals as well. So please, all you students watching out there, make sure that you are thorough with your first and second year subjects as well. Yes, Dr. Aniket.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the questions were pretty basic. In INICET,
Hmm.
most of the questions were pretty basic. We just needs your little bit of basic understanding. You don't have to
True.
overthink or not to underthink at the end of the day.
Correct.
Like around 150 questions were pretty, like I can say, pretty repeated topics. There was nothing
Hmm.
new. Yeah, around 20 questions were there which was new, but at the end of the day, it's the basic things. They are still asking the epinephrine, they are still asking the hormones, they are still asking the same things. Just
Correct.
going a
Correct.
little,
So,
yeah, in that
so
lane, it helps a
previous
lot.
year topics,
Yes, your
previous year
topics are
questions.
very important. Yeah. Like what I
Yes.
did for INICET after NEET, like I had just gone for like 10 years of INICET, like AIMS. Like
Okay.
10 years of
Okay.
AIMS was a pretty helpful. Like I got around
Correct.
maybe 70, 80 like fully repeated things. Like whatever, like
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
mostly it was pretty repeated. Nothing new. But yeah, that's why the cutoff has been a pretty on the upper edge
Yes.
this time.
High on the higher
Yeah,
side.
because yeah,
This
highest
paper,
because
when the students came back from the paper, also all of them mentioned that this
mm,
paper especially contained a lot of repeat and recall based questions.
yeah,
So,
it
Aniket,
was.
how did doc tutorials help in your journey?
Yeah, I got to know about DocTutorials at the end of third year when I participated in a quiz, and it was organized by Sandeep Sharma sir in pediatrics. And
Yes. Yes.
consecutively, there was a quiz which was organized by Rahul sir. So I also got in a very good prize from that, and it did motivate me to go with it. Like, yes, I can do this. Do this. At the end of the day, is nothing that I can't do. Like you have to be just systematically doing the things, knowing the topics well in and around, it helps a lot. And if
So, you've
everybody
been
can do,
giving quizzes since your third
yeah,
year
I mean,
almost?
third year, yeah, third year, final year, I did, yeah, fully like around most of the quizzes, all the national level quizzes, I have been on the top. So that always
Wow.
motivated me. Like, yeah, that helps. Like at the end of the day, that the basic things, which I always used to like
Yes.
focus was the basics, and that was the
That's very
foundation.
good.
This
Very
time
good.
it was a
And
yeah, this time it was a skew because there was very less Dharma. There was just no Dharma question, no
yes,
like
yes.
radio, very less one or two questions at the end of the day. That
Mhm.
has caused a lot of skew. Scoring also like has become a bit easy this time. Yeah, like
Yes,
options were not
yes.
that tricky. Yeah, not that
True,
tricky.
true.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
this was a relatively, but you know, a paper is good only when you know how to solve it. So you had your
solve.
basics, you
Yeah,
had your theory right. That is
there
how
were
you found it easy.
questions. Yeah,
So,
there were
how did
questions.
doc tutorials, grant test, the question banks, the regular and the revision videos? How did you incorporate them in your preparation? When did
Yeah,
you
like
start with watching the
yeah.
regular videos?
Yeah, like I started watching DocTutorials from the fourth year, like at the end of
Okay.
third to fourth starting, yeah, because there
Okay.
was final year exams also, and I was not
Mhm.
very like confident on my short subjects, so that's why I
Okay.
watched your revision video once, then I saw the notes and then revised it. It was enough for me
Okay.
at the end of the day. Yeah,
Yes.
like doc tutorial has made it so easy on this revision part. It's very easy to revise. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you have studied. It matters how you can recall it on the
Yes.
exam day. Like how
Correct.
small it is that you can recall it at the end of the day. And that doctoral tutorial has done it like immensely very good. Like your videos and note was so crisp. Like I finished in 2.5 hours. Yeah, it was very easy to
Oh,
do it.
wow.
Like yeah, the notes was very easy to do.
Yes.
Yeah, as well as Sandeep Sharma sir's, the notes were also very crisp. Like there was like like fully repeats on the exam. Yeah, paid part,
Yes.
because
Yes.
pediatrics part was a bit tricky in this exam. Like there
Mm-hmm.
were known questions, but options were a bit tricky. Like done within
Yes.
90 days, answer was done within 60 days. like those type of things which you need little bit of in depth of those
In-depth
topics.
knowledge. So
Yeah,
most
or
of the exams these days want us to have an in-depth of the knowledge as well. We have tried to give
yeah,
that in the regular videos,
very few
and even in
topics.
the
I won't
revision
say, yeah.
videos. Yeah, even in
Mm-hmm.
the revision videos on DocTutorials app, we have tried to incorporate basics of the subject,
Yeah,
not just revision points.
yeah,
So I'm sure that helped you. And how were your ranks in the GTs? How many GTs did you attempt?
yeah. I gave around 26 GTs. It was
Oh,
very
that's
much, I know.
nice.
Yeah, that's huge, I know.
Yes.
Because I gave mostly every GTs. That used to give me a dopamine that I'm doing things well. Like it's not like I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing things in
Mm-hmm.
a proper thing. Yeah. Like doc, and
Okay.
I will also mention Raja Mahendran sir's note. Like in surgery, there was questions which are pretty on the like tougher side. There were, I will say, like 5 to 6 questions were tougher, and sir has just mentioned it like importantly this is going to come, and that has just came at the end of the day. It was like
Mhm.
I know this question, I have studied it, so I'm confident. that
Correct.
was that was a crux in this exam because they wanted
Mhm.
you know thyroid well, like a bit in depth. Like if there was papillary thyroid carcinoma, everybody knows it is hemithyroidectomy, but they have mentioned radiation, so you have to go for total thyroidectomy. A little bit of twist in and here
So,
at the end of the day, yeah.
so
Like what
having your
I
basics right,
basic,
having studied the
yeah, and
subject at least once properly
once
is
fully,
very
yeah,
important. You cannot
yeah,
directly
hmm,
skip to revision. You have to read
yeah,
it once
I did it
and
once.
then revise it
then
with the
it then it's
QRT
very then
videos.
it's pretty easy to like revise as well. Like you know the things, you just have to know the crux things,
You
the
have
high
to know
yield
the
stuff.
crux.
Yeah,
And what used to be your rank in the GTs?
I was around in top threes, top three, top four, whatever. Yeah,
And now that you've given 26 GTs, that's a lot of
yeah,
GTs. Maybe you've been giving GTs for almost 2 years before your exams,
yeah,
right?
around two and a half.
To
Yeah,
be giving
two and,
26 GTs, yes.
yeah, 2.5 years.
So when you gave DocTutorials GTs and then you've given the NEET PG exam, the INI
Yeah.
exams, how did you compare the questions in the GTs to the exam hall? How was it?
Like I was getting a score of around 160s, and this time also I've got a score of 161. So part of it was
Oh,
pretty on the similar trends because
yes, yes.
there will be around 15 to 20 odd questions which nobody knows. You just have to get take a guess or leave it. Yeah, and like basic things should be done properly, then you are in it. And doc tutorials
Hmm.
GTs, there are around 20 questions which are pretty tough, but most of it is like on the moderate extent, which are the
Yes.
bankable questions, which you know you can bank them, you have to go for it. Like you have to know how expensive that mistakes can be. If you do those simple
Yes.
mistakes, nobody is going to like leave you in
Hmm.
this competition because
So,
everybody is
so
competing. Yeah, competing. Yeah,
So, what I
yeah,
get from you, Dr. Aniket, is that you have to start early. You have to
yeah.
form your foundation well in the first and the second year, have a good, thorough understanding of your basics, then start preparing properly from the
Then
third
start
year or
preparing. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so that you
Because
start
I
giving the
won't say
GTs early.
I
You
won't say
start,
that to be
yeah, yeah.
very frequent. Yeah, GTs won't be that shouldn't be that frequent. But if you are giving at least one GT per month, then two GTs
Hmm.
per 14 day, you are just going on with it. That you know that acha, like this is where I stand. You have to know where you stand. It's not about scoring or like having the ranks. It
Yes.
doesn't give the
After
proper
all, it's a
rank.
competitive
Yeah,
exam. It's a
competitive exam. You
You
have to
have to
compete.
compare your results with others, so it is very important to know where you stand. It's not an isolated exam, a pass or fail
Yeah.
exam that you are giving. So I am so glad that we at Doc Tutorials could help you with your journey. So proud of you, so happy for you. So what is the message that you want to give to your colleagues, to your juniors who are preparing for the future exams?
I would say first set a target, set a timeline where you want to see yourself first. If you want to see yourself in a certain college, if you want to see yourself in a certain subject, you know how much rank you have to go in. So that gives a boost and motivation that you have to go for this to
Dream
that.
high, dream
Dream
high.
high.
Only then
Yeah,
you aim.
you shouldn't never
Yes.
give up at the end of the day. Whatever you're getting, okay, if you can, then do. But if you feel that you can do better, do it and have a deadline, have certain goals that you have to small goals.
Hmm.
I always prefer setting out small goals rather than
Short
giving too
term.
much bigger goals. Yeah, long term goals. Set
So
up
you
small
should
goals.
have a set of short term goals, then you a long, medium term,
Then you can
long
log it.
term.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
yes,
at
that's
the end of the day,
amazing.
if you give, yeah, at the end of the day, if you give too much of on your brain, it's going to exhaust. You have to give
So keep
smaller
it
goals. You have to
balanced.
keep the balance at the end of the day. And secondly, what I will say, ki, like, give a proper read of the subject once. Yeah, that's very important, because now the questions are from, like, most of the topic you never know where the questions will come.
Yes,
Like, it's the
that
same
was
in NEET
something we
PG.
saw.
Yeah, NEET PG.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was
something we saw in
like,
the NEET PG exam also. The
yeah,
questions that they actually asked in the NEET PG exam were from in between the lines
in
that you
between the
know
lines. Yeah,
only when you have read in depth. You
because,
don't
like,
get those
I
from
still
one liner
remember that
revisions.
you have taught morphia and the block pattern, and it has just came the same thing. You have to go with the topics at the end of the day. So yeah, you should know the
Yes,
topics. If you are not well versed, that's okay, but you should know the topic and have a little bit on it. Then you have to go with the revision
you
video.
build on it, you
Nowadays,
revise it. Yes,
yeah, like, people start with revision video, which is a bit wrong nowadays. It can't, there is no room for shortcuts. You have to go for the longer. You have to know the
very
subjects,
true.
build a bit of basics, then your ranks are not going to suffer. You will be in the top 99.9 percentile or 95%, like in that range.
Very
Yeah,
true.
you won't get that bad. Yeah, you have to have
So
that basic.
not to start with just one-liner revisions, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
not to start with just the revision. What we call as the retrograde method of studying, that
Yeah,
is
I used to
not
do that.
going to
Yeah.
work anymore.
Yeah, I
You
used to do
have
that,
to know
but
your subject.
yeah, I used to do
Yes.
that only in mostly in INICET. It's only
Hmm.
because, like, INICET like, ask those important topics which you have to see from PYTs, the previous year topics.
Yes.
That's only in
Yes.
that, not that that will be the crux of everything. That will only mean around 30%, which will boost your rank. It's not going to give you everything. It will boost up the rank from 1,000 maybe to 100 to 150s. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So do the recalls, do the repeat questions, but also make sure that you read the PYTs, which are the previous year
Yeah,
topics,
and work
and
on strengths
also
and
what
weaknesses. Yeah, that's very
yes, and
important.
whatever
Work on
time
the
you have,
weaknesses.
yes,
Yeah,
and
work
whatever
on the weak.
time you have, you try to read your subjects at least once before you move to solving the MCQs. Aniket, what plans from now? How do you see yourself in the future? What branch do you intend to
Yeah, I
take
was
up?
always into surgery, so I want to take general surgery from
Ah,
AIMS only.
nice.
Then I want to like, I want to do super specialization in onco, yeah, neuro mostly. That I will
Oncosurgery and
do after.
neurosurgery. Yes, that time will tell your
Yeah,
interest
yeah,
in the fields
yeah.
would
Mm-hmm.
tell. So, congratulations, Aniket. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And we at DocTutorials are very proud of you, very happy for you. And I'm sure everybody around you must be elated. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, grateful.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Good night.